What can it be? I guess we will see. But as I open this box, like, comment, subscribe, click that bell. Yeah, donate a few bucks for the coffee because a little bit goes a long way. And I need money because I still am waiting for the paycheck to come, baby. So if you like this content, help me out. You know, just a couple of bucks. It's like a Patreon donation, but without the without the subscription. So it's like a one-time thing. You're like, wow, I don't have to. I can support someone that I enjoy their content without having to feel like I'm committing to a big thing. Hello, come on. Jeez Louise. I always forget something. I usually forget the sides, and this time I forgot this slot here. And no, I did cut that. Okay. What's in the box? A shit ton of paper. Taped. Okay. I feel like I'm wrangling a... Hello. Let's see, does this help? Only a degree. Oh my god. This is one of those boxes that have been like... I appreciate the structural integrity, but I hate taking these out. You know what? I'm just gonna ruin this box. Who's gonna stop me? Alright, I recently fixed my PM2. Let's just get this box wide open. Why don't we? Oh my god, I'm a little scared. Dun, 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 dun. Cut away from you to be smarter. There we go. Good old PM2. And it's still so much tape. Holy shit. Okay. Tank. Tank, tank. Tank, tank. Gah. Okay. Now we open what's in this box, which is also incredibly thoroughly packed. This is how you pack a knife. I'm still waiting for my Astra Hugo. Okay. Oh my god. Swear to God. How do I even approach this? This is so bomb-proof, which is like fine, but oh my god, like I don't want to destroy the actual packaging, you know? So I'm trying to get away at things cleanly without accidentally cutting any of the original cardboard box that might be encased in here. Finally! It's a Spyderco box. What did I order? It's... Oh, yes, that's right. Whew, we have the salt. Sorry, buddy. Bob, I love you. I love you. I love you. He's such a good boy. Okay, so in here, packing peanuts. No, not the sticker. We have the Salt Para 3. If you want to learn about the Para 3 lightweight, wow, look at all this information that you are consuming. Press the pause button, and what an interesting read that was. Am I, you know, guys, I sure did learn a lot. Okay. So, Salt Para 3 lightweight. A lot of people say that the action on the Salt lightweights, or sorry, on the Para 3 lightweights is not as good as a regular Para 3 or a PM2. The PM2 clocks in at least mine clocks in at 3.53, give or take a little bit here or there based off of the pocket clip, and I added the CME. Now the lightweight, Para 3, 2.4. That's pretty light. This is Magnut. At least it should be, right? Spyderco CPM Magnut. And this is the Salt series. Now that said, it's not as rust proof as H2. Do be aware. Wow. Oh my god. Closing action feels incredible. This lock, this compression lock, it is just this little liner here. This is the only part here, but the liner lock, or sorry, the compression lock feels real nice. That's really good. Now, as for the Spidey flick, I don't know what people were saying. The action on this is fine. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a a lube, but otherwise, this is pretty good action. And I was gonna be like, so I bought some CMEs off of Etsy. Person was actually really nice, and I was like, hey, can you do multiple? And he's like, nah. But then I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, nah, I will actually. Deep pocket clip carry, reversible, of course. Wait. Yes. Okay. I was like, wait a second. Yeah, there's only a screw on this side. This other side has no screw, but don't worry, the FRN scales are replaceable. And this compression lock is so far been the easiest, smoothest, least painful, least aggressively difficult to push down. This compression lock so far has been the nicest to me. I don't feel like I have to really muscle it. Like I really have to push it down. I don't have to worry about the blade hitting me like I do for the Yo Jumbo or the Little Native. I don't have to worry about and it feels good. It feels surprisingly really good. Putting the CME on this and this feels good. I'm still not sure if I'll do the Shaman yet because I'm not sure I'll keep my Shaman. If you are interested in a Shaman, I'm a bestselling. Oh, you're so baby. He's so baby. Anyways, though, while I am having, it's a little less consistent with the opening. Opening still works fine, and I don't know. That's the scary thing about knives when you're trying to open them the cooler, faster way. What's the thumb? Okay, barely a scratch. Now, this being CPM Magnut theoretically means that it has really good sharpness, really good hardness, really good edge retention, really tough. CPM Magnut theoretically does it all. This is also made in Golden, Colorado, USA. Yeah, the lasering is so faint on this one compared to the other ones. Well, partially, I guess, because this is in black and this one is like just laser etched very slightly. There is text here. It's just hard to read. Yeah, here's the Golden, Colorado, and here's Magnut. Now, most salt blades are made of H1 or H2. H1 being the old one, and H2 being its replacement after COVID happened and prevented H1 from being regularly used. But for some reason, the Pair 3 decided to do Magnut. Now, Magnut is a much tougher steel, much harder, much better edge retention. H2 is a steel that, while it's virtually impossible to rust, is not as hard or tough to my knowledge, and I don't think the edge retention is good. From what I can tell, it's like a decent blade steel. You can look up more information about it, but it's certainly not as durable as Magnut. Now, that said, Magnut is not as rust proof as it might seem. The fucking, where am I pointing? This way. My Gaboon is Magnut, and for some reason it had rust on the blade, and I don't know how, but I used the KPL rust eraser and knife shield, so hopefully that'll be good for now. And I'm just always afraid of like rust happening. Here's my eraser, KPL knife pivot lube. Well, this is the rust eraser. Don't be fooled by the fact that it says pivot lube because it's a block of rubber thing. So from what I can tell, this action seems pretty good, and I'm pretty happy. It's under 2.5 ounces for a like if you want this to be your daily driver, I think it retails for roughly about 160, and this is in like a new condition, and someone was selling it used. Same person who sold me a different knife earlier, Ogun EDC. So if you want like a daily driver, this blade is high enough quality and should theoretically not give you any trouble. The ergos feel really good. I feel like I can comfortably four finger it here under this ridge. But I can also choke up if I want to. There's jimping over here and a little bit of edge guard. There's thumb ramp jimping. And so compared to the, and also this wire clip, again, I've mentioned one before, the wire clips I feel like are really comfortable. Like if for whatever reason you have it in your offhand, I feel like this groove sits comfortably under your fourth finger. And it is just, it feels good. And it feels good. I think the ergos just feel good. The FRN scales feel, I know people were like, felt like it might feel cheap, but this feels pretty durable. Like it could crack, but if that happens, then I don't know what you're doing. Now, I still might put a CME for the sake of being able to do this more easily with my left hand, but this is by far the easiest compression lock to engage and disengage with the left hand without a CME. Now, PM2, I don't think I could comfortably do without that on, but now that I have the CME, it's very easy. It's just a button that I push down. I'm sure the smock can do that, but the smock doesn't count because it has a button instead of one of these kind of compression locks where you just press the liner in the back. But it feels really easy to do even if you're left-handed, albeit still not as secure as under the right hand where you can very comfortably hold a bunch, put as many fingers on this as you want and then engage and disengage with the index finger. Now, yeah. So if in order to do this, you kind of need your thumb on there, or you have to. No, you can't really do your index finger. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, can you? No, not really. Some people might replace this with a lynch clip, titanium or whatever, but this wire clip feels really good, sturdy, and for a knife of this quality, you're getting a pretty good deal. I think 150 for this is perfectly reasonable. It's a brand that you know and trust. It's a blade steel you know and trust. It's lightweight. It is reliable, and you can do the thumb hole really easy without any issue. There's no risk of this accidentally opening up unless maybe you have one of those quick release things. Even then, like maybe something could catch on here. But if this is tip up, like worst case scenario, it's pulling down, so you're not going to catch anything. So worst case scenario, if it is, it's just being pulled down. So I would say this is actually a super safe and reliable blade. I'm still likely going to be daily driving the mini bug out just because the mini bug out is under like 1.5 ounces. So this is a whole ounce more. It is what's the word? It's more weight. It's slightly larger. Unfortunately, because my mini bug out is in my pouch, which is in the front, I can tell you. But a mini bug out at least is more comparable in size to the little native, and the little native here is definitely smaller. Comparing also with the Dragonfly, the PM2, the Dragonfly and the little native, you can comfortably put your four fingers on, but you do need to choke up. The three fingers down here. If you are afraid for whatever, if you want to be safe and you don't want to touch the blade part, like you can, but you don't have to. A quick cut, easy, like this, or if you want to do fine control, like this. It's got a nice little point. It curves up, as you can see over here, whereas the little native is just a little pointy bit. So depending on certain things, if you want to cut like this, you don't have to worry as much. Where this curved up belly does mean that in order to get a tip in, I feel like you have to like tilt your wrist in a certain way. But at least it's probably really good at cutting. I'm gonna be honest. Just a tiny trail point. This doesn't count. This is from the 90s, and it's a serrated blade no one cares about. As for the PM2 and the Para 3, there's a lot of tape that I gotta remove. The blade is similar. I would say similar. You are getting about half an inch less of cutting, but the PM2 is definitely larger. You can see in the handles alone. You can see in the blade alone. But PM2 is probably, I think the PM2 feels more secure. At least this is the full This is aluminum handles. There are also G10 handles with steel liners, and this being FRN handles instead of even the G10 with steel liners. This is extra light. So personally, if I was gonna get a Para 2, a PM2, I would probably want, well, it doesn't really matter. You know, if you want G10 with steel scales, that's fine. You want micarta, you want G10, you want aluminum or titanium, they're all good. It's just a matter of preference. With the Para 3, I think they're, like, some people felt like the Para 3 wasn't really as good in the sense that it was not small enough to really justify it over the PM2. It's like, okay, well, this is too similar to the PM2 in the sense that it doesn't really feel like it's providing more. And also, some people didn't like that the lanyard hole was up top instead of how it is on the side here on the lightweight version, because people tend to prioritize pocket clips and they like deep carry. Deep carry is nice. You just have less poking out. It's more inconspicuous, and you know, it's just less things jutting out of your pockets that could possibly get bumped or whatever. Or, you know, if it's in your pocket and you sit down and it's like, oh, it's stabbing my fucking sides. So yeah, thankfully the PM2, it's like, you can see that the lanyard hole and the pocket clip are both at the very end. And in this case, the lanyard hole is off to the side. But if it's in a bag or in something else, you can still very easily put paracord or whatever, and maybe if it's like deep in here, you know, it's all right out here. If you have the lanyard hole sticking out and some paracord, you can probably pull the paracord out, help it pull up, and it's yeah, it's easy. This is good. I have no regrets on getting this. I was like, oh no, maybe I'm too redundant. But if anything, the things that I'm most caring, the things I care the least about, unfortunately, are the Mannix and the Shaman, for two different reasons. But essentially, PM3 feels nice and lightweight and easy to play with. PM2, I'm going to keep just because I like how I've configured this with the CME and the Lynch clip, and it just feels nice and sturdy and stable. And like, if I wanted to do heavy duty cutting, I can do this. The Shaman is arguably better for heavy duty cutting. It's just bigger and chunkier, and you could argue that it can handle more, but like, if you're getting to the point where you need to split wood and you're batoning it, then like, I don't know, you could use a fixed blade. But if you're trying to do, you like, theoretically the Shaman could be better at that than the PM2. But I also have a Yo Jumbo that I like, and while the Yo Jumbo I don't think has the best ergos, it looks cooler. It does also hurt a bit more, but if I can get a CME for that, it'll just make things even easier, because thankfully the CME, this one at least that was designed, is designed to make space for the any of the parts sticking out, aka this bit here. So yeah, I can include that in the link. But yeah, I don't even know if I'll bother putting a CME on this. I might, but it feels so good and easy already. This knife has good action, and I think I'll just try and squeeze a little bit of lube in between. But I know one people also don't like how there's only one washer. I don't know why there's only one washer, but I don't care. The action feels good enough to me. So here has been the Salt, the Salt Para 3. I don't know if they'll ever do an H2 version. If for some reason you're like, I want a Para 3, but I want it in H2. I don't know, but if any company would, it's Spyderco. And personally, I think it could be cool also if they do a Dragonfly in Magnut cut. I know, like, I'm still trying to get, hopefully I can close on a Ladybug, and that is, it's serrated, but it is H2, and it will finally help me fucking shuck my oysters, baby. This could shuck oysters, but I don't think I want to do that. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, click the bell. What's your favorite? How do you feel about the Para 3 lightweight versus the non-lightweight version? Do you feel like the Magnut cut is worth it? Do you feel like they should have just done H2? Let me know your thoughts. And do you prefer the Para 3 or the PM2? And if one or the other, why? And if neither, which one do you prefer? The Mannix? I wish the Mannix's axis lock was easier. Anyways, stay tuned for hopefully when I eventually get the Ladybug, and then I'll do a breakdown of all my Spyderco knives. Woo!